Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May the divine lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om. Peace, peace, peace.
O Lord, you're the sun, you're the moon, O Lord, you're the sun, you're the moon, you're the sky, you're the air, you're the earth and fire. You are all in all. You are called by many names. I pray to thee. Tu hi surya, tu hi chandra, tu hi surya, tu hi chandra, tu hi agana, tu hi pavana, tu hi aap, tu akash, tu hi dharani ajah mana, tu hi surya, tu hi chandra, tu hi surya, tu hi chandra, bhava rudra ugra sarva, bhava rudra ugra sarva, pashu pati samasa mana shana bhima sakala te rehi ashta namatu hi surya, tu hi chandra, tu hi agana, tu hi pavana, tu hi aap, tu akash, tu hi dharani ajah mana, tu hi surya, tu hi chandra, bhava rudra ugra sarva, ईशान भीम सकल तेरे अष्ट नाम तू ही सूर्य तू ही चंद्र तू.
Today's topic is simplicity. And who can be simpler than Nag Mahashaya, a saintly householder disciple of Sri Ramakrishna? I am reading from his life. Though Nag Mahashaya did not have any proper disciple, he had numerous devotees, and he always kept a watchful and affectionate eye on them. Whether his devotee be far or near, be he in his presence or far off from him, Nag Mahashaya always prayed for his well-being and sent his good wishes for onward progress in the path of God realization. Once, a devotee of his was very anxious to see Nag Mahashaya and wanted to go to Devbhog. He was reading in the Dhaka college. He reached Narayanganj from Dhaka by train when it was evening. It was the wet season or rainy season, and all the roads and fields were flooded with rainwater. The road from Narayanganj to Devbhog lies by the temple of Sri Sri Lakshmi Narayan. The journey has to be made by boat during the rains. The dark night became darker with the heavy clouds in the sky, and it poured incessantly. To add to his troubles, there was no boat to be found nearby to carry him to his destination. Finding no other means, he determined to swim across the vast sheet of water. Having invoked the blessings of Nag Mahashaya, the young man jumped into the rushing tide. It was about 9 o'clock in the night when his benumbed body, thoroughly exhausted through the chill and exertion, came floating to the garden side on the north of Nag Mahashaya's cottage. The devotee found Nag Mahashaya waiting there for him. On seeing him, Nag Mahashaya cried aloud, "Alas, what have you done? What a daring boy you are! The fields at this time are infested with venomous snakes. You should not have taken such a daring, headlong step in this stormy night when it is pouring incessantly and is pitch dark." Without any reply to his affectionate reproaches, the devotee followed him gently. When he reached home, Nag Mahashaya's wife gave him a dried cloth to put on. She too did not spare the boy for his rash conduct. At this, the devotee burst out into tears and said it was hard for him to live without seeing Nag Mahashaya. However, she then began to cook food for the guest, but found there was no dry fuel to make fire. On learning of it, Nag Mahashaya at once began to cut a ridge pole of his house against all remonstrances of the devotee. He said to his wife, "What? Can't I sacrifice this much? If by doing so I can do a little good to others, to those who come to see me, even at the risk of their own dear lives, swimming across rivers infested with poisonous snakes, I would deem it particularly a good fortune if I can render a little service to them, even at the sacrifice of my life." The devotee thought, "Indeed, the grace and goodwill of Nag Mahashaya saved my life that day." Here is reading.
Now, short period of meditation. Good morning, friends, for coming to the Sunday service of the Vedanta Society of Toronto. In today's service, the talk is about the way to divine, straight and simple. We're all spiritual seekers. We don't find the path so simple. We find it's quite hard to work. But it is because on our path there are many obstacles and they deviate our path. Otherwise, the path is very straight and simple. There is a beautiful verse in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13. Amanitvam adambhitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyopasanam shaucham stairyam atma vinigraha. In four verses, Sri Krishna describes what is knowledge, path of knowledge, what is ignorance and what is knowledge. The chapter itself is called Kshetra Kshetragya Vibhaga Yoga, the nature and the soul. What difference it? What is a soul and what is the nature? In that, Sri Krishna describes the quality of knowledge. And in that quality of knowledge, about 20 qualities are mentioned. One of them is Arjavam. Arjavam means simplicity, straightforwardness. And this straightforwardness is opposed to ostentatiousness or pretensiousness. When you are pretentious, you are not straightforward. So one of the quality of a spiritual person or spiritual mind is it should be simple and straightforward. So Arjavam expresses itself as ahimsa. The other qualities in this verse it says ahimsa, non-injury. When you are simple and straight, you don't want to injure anyone or try to get benefit from any other person by giving that person any kind of trouble. So it expresses itself as ahimsa or non-injury. Also comes the quality of kshanti that is described. Kshanti is forbearance. You forbear little difficulties in life. You forbear problems and losses in life. You don't complain a lot about the thing in this life. This life is short, and when you are connected with the divine, everything in life seems to be so much endurable and so much it could be handled so well. When you take this life is all in all, and nothing else is important, and it is all we are going to live for eternity, then every little thing becomes so valuable. Otherwise, there is nothing so valuable or so important in this life. And when we see the life or the nature as the nature itself, then you can forbear whatever thing comes to your life. So many things come, ever-changing world, and you lose something, you miss something, some misunderstanding, and all you can forbear in life. This all is rooted in our quality of straightforwardness or simplicity. Simplicity is the quality that connects us straight to the divine. And we are always in union or in connection with the divine. Sri Ramakrishna says that as a human being, we should make mon mukh ek. In Bengali, he says. That means, let us make our heart and mind work in unison, in harmony. So that is the definition of simplicity. When what we think, that we speak. There is no pretentiousness, there is no making up some stories, but what you feel, that you speak. What you speak, that is from your heart. So that makes us simple. The definition of simple person is that he doesn't make any show, any story, any putting the thing on what really happens. So that type of simplicity is a sign of really devoted person, a pure-hearted person, a person who is in communion with God. So that is what is said. This means integrity of thought, word, and deed. That is important thing, Sri Ramakrishna says. For a spiritual seeker, this mon mukh ek, making your heart and mind same, or integrity of your thought, word, and deed, That has to be there. Otherwise, you become like any other person, saying one thing, thinking one thing. What you say, you don't mean that. It is the work of other profession, but not of a spiritual person. Spiritual person has to be straightforward, because the way the spiritual person seeks his union with God, or his goal is God. And to go to God, it has to be straight and simple. That is the path. The word, we say individual. The very word individual comes from undivided. What not divided? Not divided between what you think and what you speak and what you feel. All are individual, undivided. You are a whole person. You are integrated whole. One can rely on what you say that you will do. Not what you said one day and you won't do next time. Not like that. Say one thing and do another thing. So that is pretentiousness, and that is opposite to simplicity or straightforwardness. So individual, if we are individual, our heart and mind and action should be integrated. That is what is individuality. Sri Krishna says this beautifully in Bhagavad Gita. It says, Vyavasayatmika buddhi. What should be our intellect, our character? It should be resolute intelligence. It's the intelligence which makes us one and resolute. We are one. That is what the straightforwardness is there. No division in our personality. There is no multipolarity in our personality. We are unipolar. We go straight in one direction. The straight is simple and natural. That is what is our very much the thing. It is very natural, the straightforwardness. The other thing comes up because of we seek something. What makes our straight path so complicated? The thing is, going straight to God is natural, but we get deviated by some forces, some temptations. Newton's law says, if a thing is on move, it will go on moving in the same direction and the same speed unless there is some force applied to it. Force of friction, force of gravity, some force of wind, some force that deviates its path. In our spiritual life also, our straightforward path to God is deviated by some forces. What are these forces? What are these temptations? The scriptures say they are mainly can be grouped in 6. What are they? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. These are the forces that deviate our straight path that was going to God to worldliness. And we're going to our blissful state, now misery. We're going to freedom, now bondage, now tension, now all those problems come because of this deviation. Now, these somehow are within us, and that we cannot avoid. This kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, in lesser or greater degree in us we have. What we can do is we can remove these obstacles. We have to work out to minimize or remove these obstacles which deviate us from our straight path to divinity. And this kama, as I said, only Sanskrit word of this 6 these dangers, obstacles, deviators of our path to God. The first one, kama, is craving, desire, often called lust, strong desire. This craving for something is one of the great obstacles that deviates our path. And from kama, another is krodha, anger. And Sri Krishna says very categorically in the Gita, Kama esha, Krodha esha, Rajo guna samudbhava, Mahasano mahapapma, Vidhenam iha vairinam. O Arjuna, treat the craving and the anger born of Rajoguna as great sinfulness and mahapapma, and great enemy. And vidhenam iha vairinam, know them to be enemy of your right path. They are the deviators. They will put in your ditch. So beware of craving and krodha, anger. But there are other 4s. They are also equally very important. Begins from kama and krodha. What are other 4 deviators in our straight path, which make our path in this world, in this life, crooked and very complex? And take away our all peace and happiness, and because of these deviators in our path. The third one is called lobha. Lobha is translated as greed. It also means miserliness, possessiveness. That is all is lobha, the third great deviator. And the fourth one is called moha, infatuation. Somehow you feel like liking for something that is most desireless, most useless thing. This moha, it creeps into us without knowing, that we find, if I have that, this greed for something or this strong will to have something that is useless. That is called moha. And with moha also comes mada, arrogance, pride. Pride can be any person can have pride. Anyone, those who do not have any quality, they are also very proud of themselves. Something they will invent to have themselves pride. And with pride comes matsarya, jealousy. You start looking upon yourself to be what you are not. You superimpose. What the Vedanta says, it is a superimposition of something else on yourself, and you treat yourself as something great, something big, something that you don't have. You start feeling you are the ruler of the whole world, and you are the whole world should listen to you, like that. You are the richest person of the world, like that. It's all are called this is all called this moha, infatuation, and the pride comes about that, and with pride comes jealousy. Jealousy is you cannot stand any other person that seems to be better than you. And all this study of thinking yourself great, other person happier in a better position than you, it all comes from wrong idea, your own idea. This matsarya or jealousy is another bane of our spiritual life, or human life itself. These 6 qualities which deviate our straight path to God and make it crooked to the world and throw us in the ditch are dangerous thing in human beings. Sri Ramakrishna used to call them alligators, 6 alligators. You are in the waters of this world, you are born here. And here already there are 6 alligators. Where are they? They are in the waters of the world. Water of what? Water of your own mind. And you have to overcome those. And how to overcome those? Figuratively, they are waters, and you are swimming in this water. You have been thrown here. You have been born in this water of the world, bhava samsara. And it's not easy. You know, some swimming, it's all right. But there are, as we read in the story, there were venomous snakes in the waters. That young man, they crossed the waters of in the now presently Bangladesh, in the East Bengal, to go to the house of Nag Mahasaya, direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. So like that, 6 alligators, how to get rid of these obstacles on our straightforward path to God. So how to conquer these alligators? Sri Ramakrishna's simple message is smear turmeric. Turmeric is something put in the body, and alligators don't like the smell of turmeric. They will not come to you. You will be saved. You can go straight wherever you want. That is the shield from these 6 great passions that are so dangerous for our life. So craving, anger, greed, infatuation, pride, and jealousy. From that to save, smear yourself with turmeric. What is that turmeric? In the water you can understand turmeric is something, some plant-based something that you put, and alligators avoid that. They do not like, they will not devour you. In spiritual life, the turmeric is something spiritual practice that we have to do to ward off, to remove, to let these alligators go away from us. Otherwise, they are sure to devour us. So, one of the turmeric is, what is this turmeric for us then? In spiritual life, the turmeric is strong willpower. I will not be deviated. I will not let any of this come. I will not be angry. We can start from anything. I will not be angry. And this all depends on how we play and how we become prey to the situations. So when you have a strong willpower, a strong determination, persistent determination to keep the path straight by not falling to the prey of getting angry, not being angry, controlling anger. It is possible. And sometimes we fail. And when you practice, failure becomes less and less. And failure and this power of anger also becomes less powerful. The angry, when you used to become angry and speak anything, or you couldn't control even your using your hands or your feet, in the fit of anger to something you are angry, then you go on just speaking something. After that, you become angry in the mind, but control your speech. And after that, gradually, even anger in this mind is also gone. Your wisdom, spiritual wisdom is rising. You are seeing the same-sightedness with others. Anger often comes when our expectations are not met, or they are very bluntly, violently, they are thrown upon that, our expectation. We expect something from someone, it just happens opposite. And then you are very angry. Or you think that what has been done to you is really, it devastated your life. It will be so difficult action, then you become angry on someone. And that slowly you find that nothing in the world is so important that that happens that it will deviate or distort your life. Often the anger comes from our self-image, and we find our image is like little changed or distorted, and that self-image is our made image. And by anybody's trying or saying or insulting, your image is not disturbed. Only you feel wrongly by infatuation that you have been changed. People will treat you differently. Nothing happens. If you don't become angry, you remain same. Your glory increases. Such thing happen, still that person could control. No anger in it. So every conquering of each one of these alligators makes us stronger, better, happier person, which will be more, if you want more, if you have a wish to have more respect from society, you'll become more respected. If you have no greed, no idea of possessing the thing, I cannot give. If you are more charitable, how much people respect those are charitable people? They do not have greed. They earn money and they share their earning to others. People often say, oh, that person gives so much money to their gurudwara, to their mosque, and how they run. And that person is really regarded. Some people donate so much money to the universities, to the hospitals, and that person is respected by the society if you want respect. And that being charitable, being able to give or share your earnings is a sign of not being greedy, conquering your lobha, conquering your possessiveness, and that makes you respectable in the society, fulfilled in your heart. You feel so much peace and joy when you find something growing up because of your earnings. I know of a person who comes to Vedanta devotee. She went to Sri Lanka, and there was a small, her grandfather had met in a small prayer hall. It was in dilapidated condition. She put her all money, lot of money from Canada, and repaired that and made it a beautiful shrine where the pictures of some saintly people are there, Shiva saints, and people come and pray, and that is so fulfilling for that. It's so wonderful when we can conquer this lobha. Similar with moha. Moha, little wisdom will take away moha. Often we have to think, whenever something comes very attractive, charming, we have to understand, how is it really what it looks? Because Shakespeare said, all that glitters is not gold. And we often stumble and forget that. And whatever glitters with it is gold, it is charming, it will make me rich, it will make me happy if I get that. There is no happiness in the thing. Happiness all is in the mind. And whenever you say you found something you wanted to possess, and then you possess, then you become happy. The psychology, the yoga psychology said you are not happy because you got the thing. You are happy because your desire to have that thing, your greed to possess that thing has been satisfied. You are free from greed. It is not because of the possession of the thing, but because of the freedom from greed that has made you happy. If you don't have any greed, you are happy by itself. You don't have to possess anything. So all these are the things by which are the turmeric, we can do that. Sometimes this, if we study our mind, we find sometimes we want to present a thing little deviated, we want to hide something. Go deviate from the path of straightforwardness. Crookedness starts coming to to find the easier path. And we should try to crookedness should be nipped in the bud. Whenever it starts coming in our mind, we should be straightforward, truthful. One sign of simplicity is truthfulness. If you are truthful, you don't have to make any story. You become free from all fear. Simple things come when in our traffic thing, sometimes we do some mistake, police comes. Did you do mistake? No, I didn't do any mistake. That is the sign of entering crookedness. In our customs, when you come from outside, did you bring this? You have brought that, especially for us, for those who come from India, did you bring mango? They will ask here, because in mango season, we all bring mango mostly. And if you say mango, then you don't reply, yes, I have brought mango, because you want to hide that. That is the crookedness entering. Someone said, Vedanta person was coming and he was bringing mango in the US. And the custom officer asked, have you brought mango? Straight question. His question was straight. But his answer, the person, because you cannot tell a lie, he is a Vedanta person. He said, what? Mango? Ha, 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 ha. He doesn't say have brought or not. That is the entering of crookedness. Because ha, ha means whether you have brought or not, you are not saying that. Crookedness entering. We should be always aware of crookedness entering into us. So, be straight. Yes, I have brought mango. If you are allowed, take that. If you are not allowed, throw that. Whatever they do. And it is so simple, so easy. Eating, getting your mango, your son or grandson or granddaughter is not going to go to heaven, or is not, without that is not going to go to all the suffering. It is your mind which thought it will be there. If it is not given, it's same, doesn't matter at all. That's how the gifts work. To become simple, it is one important quality of simplicity is alertness. Sanskrit or Upanishadic literature says it as apramatta. You are very alert. You are very cautious to where your mind is going. You are looking at your mind, watching the mind. Apramattena vedhabhyam, says Upanishad. So apramatta or alertness, always knowing where mind is thinking, how my things are working, how am I doing the thing, is it right, truthful, is it deviation from the straightforwardness, is it going into crookedness, am I showing cleverness? Sometimes world gives, he is very smart. Smartness is not being something crooked ways to in life. Smartness is going straight. How you remove your obstacles and you make your path straight, that is the real smartness. And the world's smartness is how you manage your life by saying somewhere, making the stories, somewhere telling lies, somewhere deviating from the truth. You somehow make your life seemingly very decent or more comfortable. That people call smartness, but the spirituality doesn't call that smartness. That is, you are deviating from the right path. Then there is this allurement's power increases if we allow indulgence. So sometimes some indulgence comes, like it was coming when, if you don't keep an eye on your alertness, you are not alert, you keep an eye specifically on your mind, how it is working. So sometimes this allurement comes in that way. A little it comes, like the story of camel entering into the hut. In the Arabic story, the camel came, it was very hot, and it said to the person, this tent was there, he said, can I come in, it's very hot outside. So person was little kind person. First he registered, how can whole big camel come into small hut, a small tent? But he was very kind, he said, okay, just I'll put my head, he said. But he put his head, slowly he put his neck, slowly he put his half body, slowly then he came full of himself, his body put him inside. And the man, there was no space for the man to live inside the tent, he had to come out in that hot sun. So like that is all this thing comes, allurement comes. It enters with a small thing and it goes on entering and it makes itself bigger and bigger and you are caught into the net, and then you find it is not that you are being allured by something that was not important, but you are becoming part of that allurement and gone down. So we should be always careful about the allurement of the things, of our thought, of our relationship, of the things in the world, of how they allure, and we have to be very careful about that. Our Shankaracharya says, gives the example of how this allurement starts increasing their power when we give a little more indulgence. He says, like a ball rolling down the staircase, says Shankara. Ball, when it rolls down the staircase, in the first step, it is very not that very powerful, you can grab. Second step, little it has increased its velocity, momentum. Third step, it has become more powerful. And if it falls 4, 5 steps down, then you cannot run, and it goes faster than you can go and catch. So like that is the allurement of this world. All these are the things that deviate our straightforwardness. Sri Ramakrishna says how this allurement comes, like the slopey path. So Sri Ramakrishna was once going in Fort William. There is a Fort William military cantonment in Calcutta. And he says that I thought I was going straight on a straight way, on the level way. And when I finally reached the place where I was to go, they took me, I found I have come 4 stories down. So it was a slope, path was slopey path. But you felt you were going right. Like that happens if you are not alert. The things catch you, and when ultimately there is devastation, then you know, oh, I should have been alert and stopped at that time. So that's what it is said. Holy Mother also practiced that. Holy Mother used to get up very early in the morning, like 2:30 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. And one day she was little late to sleep, and she thought next day she didn't feel like waking up 3 a.m. And when she woke up, it was like 4 a.m., little late. And then there was difficulty in her daily life schedule. And okay, that was done. So first day she said it was done. Next day again she was sleeping, she was tired, early waking. Again idea came, okay, again sleepy, feel tired, it's not every day. It's just, then she realized, no, my mind is playing trick with me, and I am being kind to my all these bad things. And she finally just threw it away. So like that, sometimes that type of thing, and then she never did deviate from her path or routine. So this allurement in our life comes in that small way it enters, and it becomes bigger and bigger, like the camel entering into the tent of in Arabia. The root cause of this suffering, our deviation from the straight path, scriptures say is ignorance. Ignorance or avidya. Forgetting our true nature, our spiritual nature, and making ourselves as an individual being, small, having less power, impure, hopeless, that person that we call ourselves a human being. But our spiritual nature, spirit, we are all potent, omnipotent, ever pure, all fulfilled. We don't have to wish anything. We are free from desires. Nothing is there that we have not fulfillment. So all that. So this knowing about ourselves, avidya is the cause, forgetting our true self. That's why one of the turmeric, we can say, is like trying to understand or know our true self. When we forget the true nature of the self and its plenitude, how big this self is, how beautiful that. Compared to self, nothing has the beauty. The self is called Satyam Shivam Sundaram. It is existence, Satya, ever existing, never changing, and Shivam, all auspiciousness, all goodness is filled in the soul, and Sundaram, it is most beautiful thing. So compared to the beauty of the soul, nothing is the beauty. What Sri Ramakrishna says, when you see the face of God or realize God, the face of any beautiful face seems like the ash of the cremation ground. Like that is the thing he says. Nothing is beautiful. Any nature, sunrise, sunset, all becomes subservient in beauty to the beauty of our soul when we realize. That is what Satyam Shivam Sundaram, our true nature is that. And it is infinite, plenitude. Forgetting that, we crave for sensations or kama, with these desires come, sensation comes, the craving comes. Because we forget that we are all fulfilled. Then we feel we are incomplete, and we want to get something to make us complete. Then that is to desire to have something to make us better is called kama. That is sensation, kama, or craving. When there is obstacle in our craving, we become angry. How this kama leads krodha? They're all connected. 6 alligators are all brothers. They are all connected. They are not different. Kama leads to anger when our desires our craving is obstructed. Somehow we cannot get that. So we become angry. This anger leads us to possessiveness, this miserliness. Because we do not get that, then we think whatever is there, we want to possess, we want to get something and enjoy. And uncharitableness, that is lobha. The possessiveness makes us infatuated with those objects, or moha comes. And those objects that we possess, or that object we see, we become moha. And we become arrogant when you have that. Oh, I have so much, I possess so much, you become mother, or you become arrogant, proud of things, and you think yourself to be greater than others, others are lower than, all these vices come in our thought, that I am greater, I am purer, I am holier. Those people, oh, they talk so much. Oh, those people, they are very, their thinking is that way. When you start looking down upon others, that is the sign you are deviating from the path. Your straightforwardness has gone. You are becoming crooked. Your path to God has been deviated. You are to the worldliness. The moment we start seeing others down, that is what is called matsarya, the jealousy comes. Oh, sometimes you look down upon others because of proud, and also this matsarya, anything you really feel is in a better position, that you become jealous of that thing. You always extrapolate what other person's joy and happiness is, and that's how you extrapolate the thing. It is all because you have no connection with your true self, no connection with God. If you are connected with God, nothing of these alligators can come to you. You are free from these obstacles. How to test whether we are on our straight path or are deviated, or in crooked path? When we are on the straightforward path, we are filled, our straight path, we are filled with, when we are deviated, we are filled with tension and anxiety in our life. That is one sign. Are we worried for the things? Everything makes us worried, tense, and complex, and we are anxious of the thing. Then we are not in the straight path to God. We are giving importance to something that should not be given importance. So we are already deviated. Another way by which we can test whether we are on the straightforward path, finding only defects in others. So sometimes people find something lacking in others. Sometimes we find one person is filled with defects. His talking is bad, his walking is bad, his everything is bad, his laughter is bad. Like that, people will find defect in other person if you are crooked. Now be careful, you are becoming crooked. Your straightforwardness is gone. Your connection to God is now not possible because you have deviated from the path. And as I said, other is holier than thou attitude. You are bad and I am good. That is another sign of being filled with crookedness. I am better, you are lesser. I am holy, I am holier than you. Even if you come to the same church, but I am better. So one person used to got initiation from a guru, and he was saying that my guru is so selective. Well, chooses only best person to give initiation. He will reject many persons. So they said, okay. Then another person, someone said, but he got, that another person also got initiation from him. Oh, he also got? Then he had no answer. Then he says, oh, that was in earlier time. Guru was just young that time. He didn't discern that time who is good and who is bad. He gave to everyone. But when I got, he was in the real Guru position. He was choosing the best one and to only the give. That's why I got as the best person to fit to get. Earlier he used to give anyone. Like that, I am better than other person, from my own brother disciple. Like that, people are not tired of thinking oneself better. That is called mother, pride, pretension. That's what it is. How to maintain straightforward direction in life? So, one is contemplate on the self as tranquility. Self is peace. Just meditate on the peace. Peacefulness, and that peacefulness, not in the weather, not in the situation, but within yourself. Upanishad said, Shanta Upashita, meditate worship the peace that is your true self. Connect with the self, which is an abode of peace. You'll find all peace there. The second way is prayer. If you cannot meditate, always pray to God and say that, may I remain on the straight path. May I not find fault with others. May I not look down upon others. May I be friendly on others. Please remove protect me from 6 alligators. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Please save me from those. I find myself not so powerful, not so brave, but with your power may I be protected. So that is the prayer. So sometimes Mark Twain, he said, truth is so precious that it should be sparingly used. He said jokingly perhaps, that you should not be always truthful because truth is very precious, Mark Twain said. So it should be sparingly used, or people use it sparingly. Mostly they are not, they do not hesitate telling the lie. So, but that should not be the thing. Truthfulness is a sign of simplicity, always being truthful. It pays much more to our life than trying to be more clever or smart in the sense. The third one, after prayer, the third one is study of the books which lifts our morale and strengthens us to preserve in the straight path to perfection and happiness. Reading good books, mostly scriptures, lives of the saints, conversation and talks with the saints, they all give us so much strength. Today we are reading in the morning, one of us was reading that book from the Swamiji's that inspired talks. So wonderful, Swamiji's words were there, just glowing. Who was reading was also very much engrossed in that. He read so beautifully about inspired talks of Swami Vivekananda. That's what he spoke at the Thousand Island Park when he came there in the 1890s. So that book, one of them, any book of conversation, any book of saints, any scriptures if you take, it's wonderful. Those give us, make our path straight, maintain our path straight. Another thing to make our path straight and remain in connection with God is good company. Always keeping company of good people, good thought, good books, good visuals, good sounds that enrich our heart. That is another way we can keep that. And we have a lot of example of straightforwardness. Sri Ramakrishna, that we worship 5 deities here, manifestation of the Supreme Being, Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Swami Vivekananda, Buddha and Jesus. How simple were their life. There was no little bit of crookedness in their life. All full, simple and straightforward. Sri Ramakrishna is holding on to truth. That we can take the example. How he was possessed with the truthfulness, the little deviation unknowingly would protect him by his behavior unknowingly, like Divine Mother protecting him. Once he had gone to his friend in Dakshineswar itself, he had to take some medicine from him. They said, take me medicine. So when Sri Ramakrishna went, friend was not there. So his assistant was there. He said, oh, you had sent, take this medicine. And he was coming with the medicine. When he came near Dakshineswar, he couldn't find his path. All was blurred. He said, I just came here and I'm going to the matter of few minutes. What happened? Why do I cannot see the path? So he said, oh. Then he realized that friend Shambhu Malik has said, take it from me. And he took it from his assistant. That was the deviation of truth. Can you imagine so little deviation? In our idea, it will never come as the deviation. We will see taking the medicine from where it comes. Then he went back, threw that medicine there in his house, came back and everything was clear. The path was nicely seen. Nothing was hiding. Nothing was blurred. So like that, he was so much held with truthfulness. He used to pray to the Divine Mother. Mother, please take this righteousness and unrighteousness. Take them both and give me love for your lotus feet. Take this good and take this bad. Take both and give me love for your lotus feet. He used to pray like that. But he could not pray, take this truth and take untruth and give me love for your lotus feet. He could not, he said that he could not give up truth for the sake of love. Truth is so important. Without that, no spiritual basis of spirituality is there. Holy Mother's universal love, we all know how simple she was and how she felt that everyone was her family, her children, her child, everyone her child. Swami Vivekananda's shining, bright knowledge, how he was established in the Brahman, in the real nature of self. He was never deviated from that path. So many things came against him. So many he had to fight the obstacles. He didn't care anything. All the obstacles, all that insults, nothing touched him. He was established in the Brahman, his true nature. Buddha is known as the compassionate. He could sacrifice his life for the sake of a lamb. All these are the signs of the manifestation of straightforwardness. And Jesus, love and forgiveness. Forgiveness for those who harmed him, who killed him. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing, what they do. That was the forgiveness. All these are the signs of straightforwardness that we see. They say that shortest distance between two dots is a straight line. The shortest distance between, similarly, shortest way to connect ourselves with the ultimate is straightforwardness, simple straightforwardness. The Upanishad says, shoot the self to the Brahman. That it says, make the Om as your bow and arrow as yourself, and shoot that self with the help of Om, or the remembrance of God, to the Brahman. And so that it hits the target straight, shortest distance, no crookedness, straight distance. And when the arrow hits the target, Atman hits the Brahman. Atman communicates and contacts the Brahman, Saravat Tanmayo Bhavet. The arrow and the target become one. The soul and the Brahman become one. Become one, they are already one. You know that they are one. I am one with that ultimate, supreme reality. Nothing less than that in the path. For that is straightforwardness and simplicity in our life. May all, by the grace of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Buddha, Jesus, Swami Vivekananda, we arrive to that goal when we become one with the ultimate reality and attain our blissful state of Satyam Shivam Sundaram is my prayer to the Almighty. Thank you. I would like to thank you all for attending today's Sunday service. Those who are online or present in person, thank you so much. For the upcoming events, we have Ram Nam today at 5 p.m. And on Friday, the October 17th, the scripture class at 7:30 p.m. will be on Uddhava Gita. This will be only online. Next Sunday, the lecture is on Kali, mother of Ramakrishna, on 19th October. That lecture is also only online, that will not be in person. On the next day, on Monday, there is a Kali Puja from 6:30 p.m. So please attend all these events. Come for the Kali Puja, and you can listen to the talk online on YouTube. We always broadcast it on YouTube. You can watch that Friday and Sunday lecture, and for Kali Puja, please come here. We'll be doing Kali Puja here at 6:30 p.m. So, thank you so much. After the closing chants, please come upstairs for prasad, and I'll join a little later. I have a little work here, but please start having food after the closing chant. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Jai Mahamai Ki Jai. Jai Swami Ji Maharaj Ji Ki Jai. Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Buddha Ki Jai. Jai Isha Musha Ki Jai. Sarvastaratu Durgani Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarvasad Buddhimapnotu Sarvatra Nandatu. Hari Om Tat Sat. May all be freed from dangers. May all realize what is good. May all be actuated by noble thoughts. May all rejoice everywhere. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all.